Doing a podcast in a white t-shirt on a Thursday night must mean one thing. It must mean that it's a dangerous night, and it must mean it's a dangerous weekend. So, so I'm yet to have a massive cash, like a really big cash. I've had three top 20s, one top 10 in the contest that I play, but never like a ship this thing, post a ticket on Twitter. But I know some fan share guys have, and that's awesome. I've done well enough, profitable season DFS wise, so I can't complain. But I'm wearing a white t-shirt, and the white t-shirt means good things, and I know that it does because I've worn it one time last year. And it was the biggest week of the year, so I was just getting dressed, like gonna go out tonight. Like I put on this, I was like, white t-shirt. Look, it literally says "Dangerous Nights" right here. Shout out Tim Robinson. It's a dangerous night, so let's get right into it. It's gonna be a dangerous night, and we have a big bet tonight. Raiders -6.5. We're just gonna get right into it. I love the Raiders tonight. And when I first looked at the line, I've been doing pretty well, like reacting to lines, just like looking at the game, be like, this line seems off. We're getting the same line as it was last week. Seahawks at Rams. So the Raiders are an objectively better football team than the Seahawks, I would say, at least more talented football team. And we're getting the same line, if not a half point better, against a team who the Raiders just beat in overtime by 6. So we're getting the same line against a better football team. I know the Rams covered that game, but if you tell me we got the same line last week, I'm betting that 10 times out of 10. Just based off that, I've done well. So we start with the Chiefs and the Titans, followed by the Chiefs and Jaguars a few weeks ago, and they covered easily. So I love the Raiders tonight. -6.5, -6, -5.5. Where I know it opened at 5.5. So whatever you can get that at, I love the Raiders tonight. So let's bring up the DFS slate and talk some Raiders DFS. Now, Josh Jacobs is questionable. As the last report I saw. Now let me get a actual more. So before the show, I checked. Because this stuff can happen in a second. I'm typing his name into Twitter right now to see if like I got anything else. I'm expecting him to play. He says he's suiting up, but I don't know. He's questionable. He didn't practice the other day. I would be cautious with Josh Jacobs because what the Raiders have done this season with Jacobs is he'd have really good weeks, and then following those good weeks, he'd like be kind of absent from the offense, and they try to go like all Devontae. So with that being said, I think this is a good week for the Raiders pass catchers. Like obviously Devontae is the number one target, but then Hollins, Moreau, I think are great options. So I would do that. I think that is a good thing to do. So go with Hollins, go with Moreau tonight. Captain is a coin flip of those two, Hollins, Moreau, and then Devontae. Devontae is going to be obviously the most popular one, so maybe captain one of the other three, obviously stacking with Carr. And then what Rams do you want to bring it back with DFS-wise? You're going to have to put some of them in there. It's ugly on the Rams side of things. No, Ronnie Rivers gets some buzz, but he's not the guy. You don't like it's ugly. It's really ugly because I don't want to go to Rams quarterback either. Like Baker, LOL. He's not even on. Oh, he is on there. No, you're gonna want to just go with Akers, I guess, to bring it back with someone Raiders. But I love those Vegas pass catchers, and I love the Raiders -6.5. We will move on. So I don't really have a strong take on this game. I saw a lot of the public money was on the Giants, so therefore, the Eagles probably run away with that. We know the Eagles are a much better football team. We know the Eagles don't really have the best schedule played, but the Giants have played objectively the same schedule. So what are you going to make of this team? The Giants have been reeling a little bit the past few weeks, and now they host the Eagles. It's obviously a huge game for them. They're in like the playoffs as of now after that tie with Washington the week before. So they control their own destiny, and we know the Eagles are in line to get the 1 seed in the NFC. It's going to be a tough game because we saw the Eagles have that little setback against Washington, and now they face literally they tied Washington, so they face a similar team in the Giants. I want to think like they said, the public money is going to be on the Giants, and I want to think the Eagles will cover just based off that. They had the little setback with the Washington in the game, and we know they're the better football team. So therefore, I think the Eagles will cover the 6.5 and do it fairly easily. But besides that, I don't really have a strong take on this game. But so I'll bring up the board for the Eagles and Giants and see if I find any decent options. But I really don't love this game. I mean, we know what we're getting from Hurts, and the thing I will say with this game is I've done really well pivoting back and forth between Hurts and then Devontae Smith, because I feel like it's like maybe not even pivoting back. It's like A.J. Brown has 2 games. So he'll go AJ Brown, AJ Brown. Then it'll be a Devontae Smith game. AJ Brown, Devontae Smith. So if that pattern's continuing, and I feel like it has been all season long, we're in line for another AJ Brown week. So just based off that, AJ Brown, I think go with. But I like I said when this line popped up, I don't have a strong take. Okay, so Jets and the Bills. This game is going one of two ways, and it's going to either get the Josh Allen MVP train back online, or it's going to solidify, which already might be solidified, the Sauce Gardner Defensive Rookie of the Year train. So the Jets are either going to keep this game 17-13 and cover / win 17-13 one of the games, or it's going to be 28-7 Bills. And I think those options are so clearly in line that I'm going to play the Jets defense at $2,500. So I'll pull it up. And this is DFS. You got to take stances. And I think both of those outcomes are so like can easily happen. Like if you tell me the Buffalo Bills blow them out, Josh Allen MVP campaign back online, or you say this is a close AFC East game, cold weather, Jets keep it close, maybe not win, but they keep it close, like 16-13, something like that, I would also not be surprised. So I think it's a coin flip. With that, I'll take the $2,500 Jets defense. They've been great all year, but they haven't, like, no one's going to play them this week. So $2,500, they're cheap. No one's going to play them. Great ownership with legit upside defensively. They could score a touchdown. And we know that the Bills are going to be throwing the ball a lot. So I'm all the way in on the Jets defense at $2,500. Okay, so now we got the game of the week, maybe? So us as bettors, what do we need? What do we want to do? We want to find edges in lines. And I literally said this when I wrote up my Eastern Michigan and Central Michigan final week of the college football season. It was like the rat line of the college football season. People were tweeting about it. That line seems extremely off, and it's very nervy to bet, as in Vikings +2, because obviously they have the better record. They're probably the better football team. But everyone's trying to get sharp and go with the Lions, which I don't think that the Lions should be like +6. I think this should be like +1.5, something like that. Fairly close. It's at home. It's in Detroit. Lions have been playing much better of late, but the Vikings are the better football team. They're dealing with some injuries in their already bad secondary, which is nervous. But I don't think that the Vikings defense, I don't think that the Lions defense is enough to just stop this Vikings fiery Kevin O'Connell and Kirk Cousins led offense. I just really do not. So with that being said, I like the Vikings +2 a lot. I think the Vikings go on the road and win this game outright. They control their own destiny in the NFC North, and they could. I'm not sure if they already clinched it last week. No, they didn't, because the Packers won. They could clinch it this week. So I like the Vikings to go into Detroit and win. They know that their passing defense is a legit issue, and especially in 2-minute situations. I've been saying it since the Saints game. The Vikings defense in 2-minute situations is suspect at best, and it's so bad. It's been all year. So we know what we're getting from this this Detroit offense. There's no surprise. They're going to be throwing the ball. They're going to be doing that. They're not going to really kill you on the ground game besides the red zone. So if they key in on that, I don't think there's any options. But at the end of the day, whoever wins this game, there's going to be points scored. This is a very stackable game. Go with both sides. Go with both receivers. Love it either way from there. But I do think the Vikings cover this +2. All right. Browns at the Bengals. I didn't really have an opinion on this game before I started the show, but now I'm kind of leaning Bengals, and just because the public perception is already the Browns own the Bengals, but at the same time, the public perception is also the Bengals just beat the Chiefs. They should roll the Browns. So kind of a weird thing. I think what I'm going to do here is like either tease the Bengals down or like moneyline parlay them to just get like a little liability to them, because I do think they win this game. They're the better team. Not sold on Deshaun Watson by any means. So I do think the Bengals win this game. But at the end of the day, I really do like Nick Chubb, because he's had really good results against this Bengals defense. The Bengals defense by no means is world beaters, and they've coming off of a great win against the Chiefs. Maybe take a little step back, maybe come out close. Maybe the Browns are up at half. But I do like Nick Chubb to have a good game, but the Bengals to win this game at home. Okay, Texans at Cowboys -18. This line has been ballooning all day and this whole week. I do like the Texans to cover the spread. They get paid to play too. So Yeah, the Cowboys are the better football team. The Cowboys are going to win this game. Are they going to cover 18? It's going to come down to a garbage time, and I don't want to be in that situation laying 18 with the Cowboys or the Texans. What I did was I teased the Texans up to like 26, something like that, 25. I don't think they are going to lose by that much. I did the same thing with them Thursday night against the Eagles a few weeks ago. I'm going to be doing it again. So I think the Texans are a viable option to cover the spread and a great teaser leg. DFS wise, I went with Ezekiel Elliott. Let's check his price. I think it's 6-1. 6-1 Ezekiel Elliott, which is criminal. At this point in the season, no one really would have thought that Pollard would have been $600 more than Ezekiel Elliott. We know he's kind of the clear first choice in that Cowboys backfield. But with this is a game that the Cowboys are going to control. The Cowboys are going to run the ball damn near all game. Expect Zeke Elliott to get a lot more touches than normal. Expect Zeke Elliott to get red zone touches. He's still a red zone threat when they get down by the goal line. So I love Elliott at 6-1. No one's really going to be running to get him either. All right, move on to Ravens and Steelers. Obviously, no Lamar Jackson. I don't really think you can play anyone in this game because we know what both of these teams' game plans are. It's kind of methodical, run the ball, keep it on the ground, and do things from there. So with Huntley in, he's no Lamar Jackson, although he does look a lot like him on the field. I like to call him Lemon Jackson. Don't ask me why, but that's his nickname I gave him. So, but I do think the Ravens keep them close. I think they're a good teaser leg up through 7-8. I think they're going to keep it close. It's an NFC North game. They always keep it close between these two. But no DFS takes on this game. I don't really think either of these are viable options. Maybe if you don't want to go with that Jets defense, you could take one of these two. I think it's a fine option because I think it's going to be low scoring, low total for a reason. Don't think there's going to be much scoring coming from this game. All right, Jaguars, Titans. Jaguars off of that gross performance in Detroit. I gave out Detroit pick 'em last week. I hope you guys tailed me on that because that was a easy bet. Titans -4. I don't really love the Titans ever as a favorite. I love them as an underdog, and that's been the way of Vrabel his whole tenure. So, but besides that, like Derrick Henry has owned the Jaguars. What's his price? He's up there. He's up there. No, he's really not. 7-9. What, the fifth highest price running back? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's viable. A lot of people are gonna probably go to McCaffrey with Garoppolo going to be out. His touches are going to go up. Jacobs, I don't really know. So Jacobs is playing Thursday though. So, I would give Derrick Henry a 7 out of 10 this week. I don't love him, but I think he's a viable option. He should get in the end zone against the Jaguars defense, a team that gives up points like no end, and they could score points too. So Derrick Henry, chase it back with Trevor Lawrence. That's a thing. He didn't practice yesterday. So if he's out, for sure, I think he's gonna play, but if he's out, Titans, get it as soon as you can. Keep your Twitter notifications on and bet the Titans because they're not gonna win without Trevor Lawrence. So I like Derrick Henry. Maybe chase it back with that Jaguars backfield if Lawrence is out. All right, Chiefs -9 at the Broncos. Broncos almost beat the Ravens as literally the same spread about. Do I think they're going to do that? So this might be a game that spread-wise, like the Ravens and the Chiefs are clearly on two different levels, and we're getting the same spread versus the same team. I kind of like the Chiefs to cover that. Hate that it's on the road. Hate that it's at Mile High, especially a team that's a fairly low total for a Chiefs game. The Broncos have just held teams really to nothing. And the defense has been so damn impressive. It's kind of a shame what the offense has been doing. So with that being said, I don't really know how much I want to lay the 9 in a low scoring contest, but I would definitely lean that way. Kelsey's definitely due for another game. He did nothing last week. And I do good not playing him because I always go with the Chiefs. I say it every week. I go with the lowest priced Chiefs receiver. It's not going to pan out every week, but it's definitely the viable option to do with this Chiefs offense. So maybe you get a little bit more of a break with ownership at least versus Broncos defense, who's done well. So I'm going to go with the Chiefs cover this game. I like Kelsey to bounce back, and then the lowest priced Chiefs receiver. All right, Panthers head to Seattle, 4.5 point underdogs. I think this line opened around 3.5. Now it's at 4.5. The Panthers are a team that can play close games, and they probably will. They have a great interim head coach, and he fires them up. We've seen a lot of videos of him doing so. So the Seahawks have kind of come back down to earth since that little like 4-game win streak they went on in the middle of the season, and it was kind of predicted. Although we did lose money because we faded too early. Do I want to fade them with the Panthers? Not necessarily. As a Panthers fan, I'm kind of hoping they still lose. But I'm going to say this on camera to a live audience. I might like. So I have a Panthers logo tattooed on my leg. If we draft Will Levis, it's getting removed. One, and my fandom is. I'm just going to show you guys. This will be removed if we draft Will Levis. So if you're watching this, Panthers fans, if we draft Will Levis, the tattoo's removed and the fandom is done. If we draft Will Levis, the fandom is done. Sorry. This is a DFS podcast. Who do I like in DFS this week? Let's go look. If we draft Will Levis, I'm done with you guys, Panthers. I'm done. Let's see who we're going to like in DFS this week. It just gets me going. I see on Twitter, Panthers are really liking I'm getting frustrated. Like, why do we want to draft Will Levis? I said on camera, if we draft Will Levis, that's getting removed. So now I'm like off topic. Who do we like for the Panthers game? Kenneth Walker is questionable. I don't like him at all this week, actually. I do like Deontay Foreman. Limited at practice. I do like Deontay Foreman against this. He's questionable. I think he's going to play from what I've seen in the Panthers reports this week. If he's playing this week against that Seahawks run defense, I do think he's a viable option because the Panthers pass catchers are, one, not a viable option, and two, they're kind of dart throws. Even DJ Moore is the most expensive one. He's just a dart throw. So I don't have a strong take sidewise. Would probably like lean Seahawks covering it, even though the Panthers can keep it close. But I do like Deontay Foreman a lot. Okay, Bucks head to 49ers. Weird game. Obviously, Jimmy G is out. And I'm hearing some like Brock Purdy. Like Jimmy G's a game manager, so Brock Purdy's going to step in and do the same thing. There is a legit drop-off between Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy. We watched Brock Purdy, at least maybe you not. I watched Brock Purdy his whole Iowa State career. If there's no Breece Hall in that offense, he doesn't get the recognition that he has right now. He's probably not even drafted. In late game situations when he's got to be the man and throw the ball, didn't really go so well. So now he's in the NFL. You can't just give the ball to Christian McCaffrey every single play and just know you're running the ball. You can do that with Breece Hall in the Big 12. It'll work a little bit differently now. So now Brock Purdy is going to have to run a legit NFL offense, and I don't think it's going to work out well, especially against Todd Bowles in a very, very sound and successful Bucs defense. So do I think the Bucs are going to go into San Francisco and win this game? No, San Francisco is a very good defense too. But this is a low total for a reason. The books are sharp. They know that Brock Purdy's not going to light it up and light up the 49ers offense. I would stay away from this game completely, betting-wise, side-wise. I think I teased this total up because I probably should have just bet the under. But I like this under. I don't think there's going to be much scoring at all this game. I think Brock Purdy is in for a rude awakening. If the Bucs go in there and win the game, which I don't think they will, I won't be surprised, though. I won't be surprised, but there is a legit drop-off between Jimmy Garoppolo and Brock Purdy. I know Jimmy Garoppolo. You could say Jimmy Garoppolo went to Eastern Illinois. Brock Purdy went to Iowa State. Okay, Brock Purdy didn't learn behind some dude named Tom Brady. Jimmy Garoppolo is a better quarterback than Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy would not be in the NFL if it wasn't for Breece Hall. So if you don't know the history of Brock Purdy or how he's fared in his college career, go watch some fourth quarters in Iowa State. Okay, fun game here. Dolphins at Chargers, and it's a fun DFS game. I think this game is a lot of points. I think the Chargers win this game. So Miami is on the ladder of a West Coast trip. They just lost in San Francisco last week with Brock Purdy coming. Okay, you're going to be like, Brock Purdy did it last week. Yeah, he came in at halftime. Miami wasn't ready. Now Tampa has a whole week to plan for that. Okay, so Miami is on the second week of a West Coast trip off of an ugly game that they probably should have been in. They folded late, and now they faced a Chargers team who's now on the outside looking in, control their own destiny, and still have a lot of talent and firepower on this offense. Still a little banged up. Mike Williams is questionable, but he's been making progress. He's practicing for the first time since like week 11, I think. Keenan Allen's back, and Keenan Allen has been awesome for us. I've been on Keenan Allen the last 2 weeks I've told you guys about. He's gotten the end zone, I think, twice since then. Because he was priced like below Josh Palmer. And I was like, what are we doing here? We know what Keenan Allen is. He's back in this offense, getting his groove back with Justin Herbert. I think these go right back to Keenan Allen and Justin Herbert. I think the Chargers win this game coming off of an ugly loss, not even an ugly loss, a tough loss last week. You go right back to them. Just Chargers again. Let's do it. I have a weird feeling. No, this is Sunday Night Football. Okay. So yeah, I love the Chargers to win this game outright, plus 3.5. Bang, book it, bet it, and then Chargers offense, Williams, Herbert, stack them. Monday Night Football, Patriots 2-point favorites on the road at Arizona. I don't really love that. I don't really love the Patriots being road favorites across on the West Coast. Mac Jones and his ugly offense heads to Arizona. But at the end of the day, I don't like Arizona either. So what are we going to do here? Probably nothing betting-wise, but we got to give you something. This is a showdown game. This is going to be like Hopkins here. I thought I had pulled up. It's going to be like Hopkins and like Kyler. Everyone's going to pack it. You just got to go with something different than that. It's going to be Hopkins, Kyler Murray, Ramondre Stevenson, something of that trio. So I say pick one of those guys. I go Kyler Murray, James Conner, Mac Jones. That's the core three, and then sprinkle from there. Because you just got to get different. This is ugly. Everyone's going to go with the same thing. And I really don't have a strong take at all sidewise. It's going to ugly game. Cardinals suck. Patriots are boring as all get out. Yeah, that about wraps it up. Kyler Murray, James Conner, Mac Jones would be my stack for that game. And that about does it up. Does it up. 14 games, I think, this week. Give you a few sides, a few DFS plays. I hope you guys enjoy. Same time next week. You guys know where to find me at Matt_Gannon. Hit me up whenever. College hoops, NFL, college football. Thank you, guys.